furniture armed to the teeth. This is a chance to improve your aim. Cadence starring, and just beyond the asteroid belt. Can you make it?
This scene is just for target practice and points. Depending on the version, you might actually have to shoot a couple of these to proceed. Otherwise, you just have a set amount. On some versions, you can even skip the entire scene.
Oh well. Nice shoot.
On some versions near the start, you'll get this before every scene. You can speed it up by shooting.
It's a Star Ranger.
On some versions, you have to shoot this guy again. I don't know what the deal with this scene is. I don't know if it's supposed to be random. On the 3DO it's preset. On the DVD it's fixed. I don't know about the other versions. But the basic gist is, the doors will open and somebody will pop out. There are 3 possibilities. This scene isn't present on certain arcade versions, and there's quite a few of them, so I will not mention them. On some versions, there's another fixed part. Now the scene becomes random. There are 4 or 5 possibilities depending on your version. Pretty easy scene. 3 of the 4 enemies pop up in the upper left corner. Well, at least there's something soft for them to land on. Obviously, on some versions, she is not part of the rotation. A lot of prisoners in this room, so don't go crazy.
Star Ranger! Detention light!
Hey, your thing fell off. On some versions, this is part of the previous scene. Scene has 2 possibilities. The one you get is preset. This scene is always the same, but what you do is different. Don't worry about the lights yet, you got a bigger problem. Pretty sure on most versions you can shoot either pirate first. The DVD at least is a little more picky. Instead you gotta shoot the pirate standing in front of the light opposite the one you're supposed to hit. So if you're supposed to shoot the blue one, you shoot the guy on the left. If you're supposed to shoot the yellow one, you shoot the gal on the right. Obviously you shoot the other pirate then. Now you shoot the lights you were told. Once again, watch your aim, but don't take too long. Either way, failure means death.
We're free! Let's go!
We're free! Commander Sky is on the bridge!
To the transporter room! You promised never make it live!
Okay, 2 things. First of all, what the hell did he say? And second, where the hell did he come from? How did he just grab this guy out of the group of people on a staircase? You've actually got a choice here. If you've got good aim and you want to be a hero, you can shoot the pirate. But if you don't want to risk your own life, just simply wait. Depending on the version, he fires really fast. The next part is random, so pay attention.
The death grip beam holds Commander Sky. Shoot when it's red. The death grip beam holds Commander Sky. Shoot when it's green. The death grip beam holds Commander Sky. Shoot when it's blue.
Good thing he told us that before he got shot.
Then you're waiting go for the head of the Star Ranger.
Guess they still like to use ropes in the future. Apparently on that crazy arcade version, the next 3 guys actually appear at random.
Get Talon!
Now see, that's more futuristic.
Get Talon!
Wait, is that the same guy? How the hell did you get over there? Strangely enough, he doesn't even appear on all versions. In fact, on those versions, the scene's already done. Hey man, you know your eye patch isn't on, right?
Say the commander!
You'll see something like this a few times. Don't ever try shooting the pirates. You'll only hit the colonists instead.
Take that, Ranger!
Save Ursula!
On some versions, this is part of the previous scene. You remember what color you were told earlier? You gotta shoot the captain when the right color is showing. On some versions, the rotation stops at blue, shoot when it's the wrong color, and she gets shot. Miss the right color, and you get shot.
Nice work, Ranger. Now to the transporter.
Colonists are gonna be running in front of your line of fire, so watch out. But all the pirates pop up in the back.
Ranger, to the colony ship. Talon can be had all right, but you'll need the robotic tracker. But first, you'll have to get beyond these. These are the objectives. One world holds a Star Splitter cannon. The other 3 worlds hold the crystals that will arm it.
We know Talon's pirates hold the Star Splitter. The crystals, we're not sure.
Remember this always. There will be mutants, tricksters. But I'll help you through. First, I must tell you the arming sequence of the Star Splitter.
The next part is random, so pay attention.
First, the crimson red crystal, then the emerald green, and then the aqua blue. Remember, it's the order the crystals must be loaded.
We think only you can stop these space pirates. Pick a world and stand by for transport. Good luck, Ranger.
Now you can choose where you want to go, but you do have to complete them all anyway. It doesn't really make any difference. On some versions, the order changes where you find the crystals, but on others it's fixed. Don't take too long to decide. Yeah, they're laughing it up. They're having a good time. On the DVD at least, the planets are not broken up into scenes. If you die at any point, you gotta start the planet over. Now the scene becomes random. There are 4 possibilities. On some versions, the entire scene is fixed. Eventually the scene becomes fixed. On some versions, this guy is part of the random set. Even though he falls down right in front of you.
Madam Pots and Pan, beware of his flute and the palm of her hand.
Look, men of pots, we have a customer.
For the sand, Mr. Pan? Or could it be?
In search of a crystal.
With only a pistol.
Then he's mad, Madam Potts.
No, that's me.
On some versions, the scene you get is preset. There are 2 possibilities. On other versions, you get both scenes. If you were paying attention, you should know that you have to specifically shoot her in the hand. I mean, that was obvious, right? Same deal, except this time you shoot the flute.
Vaporize one of these.
This part is just for points.
Maybe he can shoot. Miss that one. Miss
I guess she has too many of these lying around the house.
Maybe he can shoot.
And done.
Rangers, face the pirates!
I'm pretty certain her appearance is always fixed, but the rest of the scene is random. There are 6 possibilities. On some versions, the entire scene is fixed. Some versions switch up the order of events here.
Don't shoot what the medicine man brings from the fire, but shoot before lightning strikes.
This scene is random. There are 5 possibilities. On some versions, the entire scene is fixed. It might not be immediately apparent, but you gotta shoot those circles, or else lightning strikes.
Traveler, come, sit by the fire. Perhaps the location of the crystal can be seen within.
If you were paying attention, you'd know not to shoot this guy. Otherwise...
You are not easily fooled, my friend. The crystal is there. You'll need the Eye of a Hawk to conquer Talon. Take a shot at these.
Another shooting gallery part, although this time they don't really move, but they do disappear after a time.
Nice seeing you, Star Ranger.
Fucking lava lamps. And done. This scene is random. There are 10 possibilities. This scene might be a little tough.
Get him, Star Ranger! For the glory of Talon!
Obviously, this dumbass is the least threat.
Star Ranger!
This guy is a twofer. It's easy to get faked out here. For whatever reason, there is this huge pause during which you'll see this shadow which brings your attention down there, only to have this guy suddenly pop up. So you'll probably shoot him unless you know better. Also found on this scene is an Easter egg. which is triggered by shooting the cow skull. I believe you can only get in when this guy appears, though. I don't think it's present in all versions. I'm utterly confident it's not on the DVD, unless you trigger it differently. Mad Dog McCree, everyone. Three key differences. There's no showdown mechanic. You can shoot him anywhere. You only have to hit him once. Losing does cost you a life. If you win, you are returned to the previous scene. On some versions, this is where you always find the Star Splitter cannon. That means you're actually done with this planet. You'll do the test fire sequence after that. The next part is random, so pay attention.
Beware the Grim Reaper's staff. Shoot him 7 times before he laughs.
I believe the number can be anything from 2 to 7. I don't recall ever getting 1, 2, or 8, but I'm not saying it's impossible.
Behind Dragon's teeth. It's the crystal you see.
Okay, for this guy, treat him like a normal pirate, but you have to keep track of how many times you shoot him. He goes through the motions of zapping you, but he won't actually do it. You do have to shoot him at least once, obviously. He'll reappear somewhere else. First appearance is fixed, but the rest of the scene is random, or fixed depending on the version. There are 7 possibilities.
Is it here? Or is it here? Or is it here? Or is it here? Or here? Or here? Or is it here?
It would appear on some versions. All that really matters is how many times you shoot him total, meaning that it doesn't matter if you shoot him more than once at the same location, or if you don't shoot him at all, just as long as you shoot him the right number of times. The scene will end after one of his appearances if you have hit him the necessary amount of times. That can be useful if you lost count. I don't know if it's intentional. It honestly seems kind of random. Generally, I would recommend just shooting him once per appearance. On some versions, that's the only way it's possible. You know what happens if you shoot him too many times, right?
You must be out of your skull hunting talent. Try your hand at one of these.
It's another target practice part. This one's like the lava lamps, though. And done. This part is random. There are 3 possibilities. On some versions it's fixed. On some versions this guy dies differently. One of the weirdest changes.
Star Ranger, Felina's beauty is just in disguise. Everything she says is a pack of lies.
Eventually the scene becomes fixed. Now this scene actually is not in most versions, period. As a result, I don't know if it's a standalone scene, or if it's part of the next one. Shoot the pirate firing the cannon first. It would appear on some versions you only have to shoot the first guy, or the cannon. The hell did he come from? Yeah, thanks. You didn't have to jump in my face.
I am Felina, and your friend. Choose silver, then left for your journey's end.
Well, if you were paying attention, you would know you should do the opposite of what she says. What she says is preset. It can be gold or silver, and left or right. No points for guessing what happens if you do listen to her.
Since you slithered into my world, Star Ranger, take a shot at
my snake guys.
Yet more target practice. And done. After you've completed all 4 planets, the game proceeds.
You have retrieved the star crystals. Now let's blow Talon out of the heavens.
Now you gotta insert the crystals in the order you were told earlier. So you better remember, why couldn't he just tell you now? Fortunately, you die as soon as you make a mistake. So in a worst case scenario, you've actually got a 1 in 3 chance of guessing the first color, and 50-50 for the second.
Well, Ranger, the Star Splitter is a convergence fire cannon. Let's see you shoot it.
On some versions, this part comes earlier. Also, the cannon may work differently. In just about every version, the cannon needs to be reloaded after every shot. On some versions, cannon works the same way as your blaster, but on others, the cannon actually has a delay before the projectile reaches where you fired, which makes this part a little bit harder. Just shoot the pirate ship to proceed, but it's just harmless practice right now.
Let's blow Talon out of the heavens.
Time for the real deal. The real pirate ship moves a lot faster, so depending on your version, you might be better off just shooting where it's gonna be. On some versions, you gotta shoot it one more time, but on other versions you automatically do that.
You've committed an unforgivable act. Now, yes now, I'll meet you on the dark side of Helios 1000.
You are about to go where no man has gone before, and live. At the end, you will have the robotic tracker. Use it to take out Talon.
Okay, this is probably the closest thing to a typical boss fight in an American laser game. Talon is going to use a whole bunch of different weapons to try to kill you. You counter by shooting the weapons. The robotic tracker will mark the weapons for you.
Now it's your turn, Ranger.
I think you have to shoot the grenade before he throws it. Tracker won't help you with the last one, but it should be obvious. But it does depend on your version. On most versions, you gotta shoot him in the prominent eye. But on at least one version, you shoot him in the chest instead. Executive Producer, American Laser Games, Robert Grebe. Game Designers, Barry Kirk, Pierre Maloka. Director, Barry Kirk. Software Designer, Pierre Maloka. Executive Producer, Southwest Production, David O. Roberts. Production Designer, Ron Gard. Art Director, Kylene Wing. Line Producer, Les Wells. Writer, Jim Pattison. Special Effects, Jeff Binns Calvi. Assistant Director, Charlie Johnson O'Dowd. Wardrobe stylist Carolyn Fleming. Makeup Merledine Sanchez. I just really like that name. Merledine Sanchez. Dory Green. Set dresser Nancy Harvin. David Marino. Script supervisor Peggy Durkin. Gun wrangler Utah Connor. Gun wrangler assistant Steve Harrow. Video / assistant camera Steve Denning. Ultimate engineer Mitch Kenneth. Ultimate engineer? Is there an inferior engineer? Editor / stupid video tricks. Stupid video tricks? Greg Kiernan. Computer graphics Kelly Lugin. Location sound Eric Williams. Post-production audio John Wagner. Gaffer George Welch. Key grip Mike Lamb. Electrician John Stearns. Best boy Alan Fulford. Swing Bob Willis. Wardrobe assistant Charlotte Baker. Utility Joanne Montoya. Production assistants John Dwyer. Chris Alfieri. Special effects assistant Mary Gindrich. Craft services Linda Pate. Vehicles and special effects Wayne Elliott. Paramedic Henry Towles. Utility Bill Saylor. Office manager Southwest Productions Rebecca Beale. Starring, does anyone star in an American laser game? Ben Zeller as Parallax. Yes, the same guy who played the prospector in Mad Dog McCree. Michael Fleming as Talon. Jane Gould as Ursula Skye. Adrian Bailey as Snake Lady. You mean Felina? She had a name, you know. Jason Culver as Pan. He also played the midgets in Who Shot Johnny Rock. Jennifer Sharp as Madam Potts. Lee James as Dragon's Tooth Soothsayer. David Denny as Medicine Man. Stunt coordinator Joey Hamlin. Stunt pirates Lori Dillon, Rusty Dillon. The husband and wife? By the way, Rusty Dillon played Mad Dog McCree. Al Hamlin, Ray Hamlin, Max Contz III. That's another cool name. Max Contz III. It's even cooler than Merledine Sanchez. Kenneth Raylan Dunn. Ursula's lieutenant and pirate. Pat Poole. Pirates. Deborah Chavez. Ismail Calderon. Ishmael? I mean, there's no H, but Ricky Lee. Sean Bleh. Don Perkins. Colonists. Amy Lawrence, Henry Towles, Carla Leia, Kevin Wiggins, Keith Wade, Zach Wade, Arthur Albert, Rosemary Rosen, maybe it's Rosen, Chris Whitaker, Loie Kirk, I guess, Melanie Kirk, Neil Kirk, Katie Wells, Katie Wing, April Neibauer, I guess, Ryan Grebe, Britt Grebe, Patricia Grebe, Scott Flowers, Pirate Women, Kylene Wing, Nancy Harvin, Carolyn Fleming, Mary Gindrich, Charlotte Baker. Audio post-production, John Wagner Recording Studio, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Video post-production, 32nd Street Limited, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Produced by Southwest Productions Incorporated, Albuquerque, New Mexico.